Oxygen Content Fusion is a flexible, intuitive collaboration platform designed to adapt to virtually any type of documentation workflow. It allows a content author to upload documents that need to be reviewed, while the reviewer simply follows a link to access the documents in a browser where they can use a visual editor to review, add comments, or contribute changes. They can communicate with each other directly from the browser interface, and, ultimately, the content author can use a built-in merge tool to automatically integrate the changes back into Oxygen XML editor or author. To demonstrate this feature, suppose that a content author named John has created a DIRA project to produce product brochures for two mobile phones, the X1000 and X2000. Two topics in the project contain details about the two phone models, and John wants a subject matter expert to review the specifications to make sure they are accurate. The Oxygen Content Fusion connector is already installed on John's computer, so he displays it by clicking this button. John uses the Content Fusion Tasks Manager view to create a task by simply dragging the two files and dropping them in the New Task box. This begins the new task creation process. Since John is working with a DIRA project, he wants to specify a context DIRA map so that all references and defined keys can be resolved properly. Notice that the root map specified in the DIRA Maps Manager is automatically chosen for the context map. Next, John adds a description of the task in the summary field. This summary will help you differentiate between multiple tasks, so each description should be a meaningful one. Then, he clicks the Upload button to save the task on the Oxygen Content Fusion server. Then, John simply clicks the link in that particular task box to open the Content Fusion interface in his default browser, and the details for that task are displayed. Next, John clicks the Share button, then the Copy icon, and shares this link with Mary, the subject matter expert that he wants to look at the documents. From Mary's perspective, when she receives John's message, all she needs to do is click the link he sent her to access the task in her browser. She clicks the X1000 file to open it in a visual editor where she can proofread, add comments, and make changes. She notices some specifications that are wrong, so she changes them. Then, she decides to add a comment to let John know that he needs to ask another expert to look at the camera section. The file is automatically saved whenever a change is made, so she can simply move on to the next file she needs to review. She clicks the X2000 file. Again, she notices a few specifications she wants to change. Now Mary has finished, so she wants to let John know that she is done reviewing and changing all files. To do this, she simply clicks the Finalize Review button. Back to John, he continued to work while Mary was reviewing the files, and in the Tasks Manager view, he notices that the task has some notifications, that there is a new message, and some file changes. He wants to see progress of the review process, so he clicks on the task to navigate back to the task details page in his browser. John sees that Mary is finished reviewing all files, so now he wants to pull the changes back into the original files. Back in the Tasks Manager view, he clicks the Get Changes link. This opens a built-in tool that compares the files and presents the changes. Notice that the tool selects the most appropriate action for each file. John is happy with the changes and he just wants to integrate them, so he clicks Apply to automatically merge the changes back into his project. Notice that all of Mary's changes were merged, and now he can see them in the original documents, and since the changes were tracked, he can choose to accept or reject each one. This is just a small glimpse of the Oxygen Content Fusion platform and a very simple use case. It was designed to accommodate any type of documentation review workflow, and it is able to work with various documentation frameworks such as DIRA, DocBook, TEI, or XHTML. For more details, see our website and user guide. And this concludes our demonstration. Thanks for watching.